Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Jersey Concept reaction video. I am joined here with my good friend Cordell, aka T-Park. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, good sir.
Anytime. I really appreciate you being here. So this one's going to be a little bit different. These are City Edition jerseys. So neither of us have seen this before, and that's all I know. They're City Edition. I saw the first one accidentally, so that one's not going to really be a surprise to me, but the rest are a complete mystery. So I don't know if that means the City Editions have to do with flags or the skyline or what, but we're going to find out together. It's going to be pretty exciting. And yeah, so if you guys want to try your hand at designing some of these jerseys and doing all 31 and sending them in for us to react to, that would be awesome. You can go to sportstemplates.net, use code post save yourself 10%, and find whatever template you want on there. There's hockey jerseys, there's hockey sweaters, there are goalie helmets, there's soccer balls, just all kinds of stuff over there. So if you want to save 10%, use code post and yeah, have some fun. Be creative. All right, T-Park, you ready for this?
Oh, dude. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Number 1, Buffalo Sabres. So it looks like in the background there's been implemented, or Charlie has implemented, maybe that's the city flag, possibly? I'm not familiar with a lot of the city flags, but this one was the not surprising one for me. This is one that I saw beforehand. What's your thoughts?
For me, I'm a big fan of having just something on the shoulders for me. Mm-hmm. So it feels, from the logo up, it feels very, I don't know, empty to me. For me, my biggest issue with away jerseys is, at least for my personal taste, because the majority of it is going to be white by default. It's nature's working against you in that way. So you need something bold to pop out and grab you to make up for it. So I think the logo does a pretty good job of that. But there's just so much white space up here. It kind of turns me off a little bit. And then this design on the striping, is that the actual Sabres cross?
Yeah, I think it's the two Sabres crossed there and there.
Okay.
It almost looks like Christmas lights hanging a little bit.
Yeah, my brain was hearkening back to the Pittsburgh Robo Penguin jersey with the bridges on it.
Oh yes, yes.
And I liked at least the idea of that. I think that works for me. I'd be curious to know if that does draw from a city flag or something.
Yeah, it looks to possibly be a city flag. I'll just assume that for now, or we can assume it. But I really like this. I think that it's balanced very well. It's very almost electricity or electric or something, which obviously that goes to the flag. But if you see the jersey and you're not aware of the flag, you might be a little confused. But I do like the balance overall. The only part I really don't like is kind of what you pointed out there, and you didn't really say if you liked it or didn't like it, but it's probably a negative for me, and it is these crossed Sabres in there. It's just a little distracting, a little busy.
I'd agree, but I think overall it pops and it's unique, and that's all I really want from an away jersey. So
overall, I really like it.
Yeah,
and I forgot to mention at the beginning, these are from Charlie. I think I said his name, but these are from Charlie. You can find him on Instagram at CD24_design. So shout out to our boy Charlie Boy. All right, let's move on. I have no idea what team is next.
Yep.
Oh. Wow, I noticed a really interesting detail right away. There's a tire track in this.
So not last time, in a previous video, you had the checkered flag-esque finish line stripe. Now we've got the tire marks.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. That's feels a little bit more applicable than a checkered flag.
Yeah, and it's more subtle too, which was kind of an issue last time.
Yeah.
I definitely dig that. Is it gray or beige, like a cream? It's hard to.
It looks like it's white with very, very light gray being the tire track.
Interesting. I do like that. I don't have any problem with City of Detroit.
So that must be City of Detroit's flag.
Okay.
I really like that tread in there. It's really subtle. If it was any more prominent than it is now, I think I'd probably have an issue with it. But overall, I really like this. The striping in the background is a bit unique because of the tire tread. It says Motor City on there. That's exactly what they're known for. And the logo has basically remained exactly the same. It's just on something now.
Right.
So.
The striping makes it for me, and generally, the teams that have full red jerseys, I dislike them for some reason. Detroit being one of the biggest offenders. However, the striping, and I really like, I don't know, the font for some reason. I like it. I think it's really solid, and I actually like it.
Yeah, the font is very. It's not offensive. It's kind of a font that you might see on a jersey that's 100 years old or something. So, yeah, it makes sense. All right, let's move on. Boston.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow!
Wow!
I don't have words.
Got some Boston Strong up there. This is very Red Sox in a way.
It is. It's so different. I don't even know how to evaluate it, but I don't dislike it.
I don't either.
Sure.
I like the decision to use that off-white versus the white. I think that looks okay here. That style or that color kind of makes sense for original 16s for whatever reason. It's just a natural thing that happens to white things over time. They get a little brown, they get a little dirty. So it kind of gives that kind of nostalgia look to it. So
right.
I do like that. I have no real complaints with this one.
For me, any kind of off-white, beige, cream implementation is, for some reason, a huge win, like automatically for me. So I do like that it's not pure white. I think it's pretty balanced. I was again looking at the shoulders, but that's just me being picky and weird. I really like it. It's hard to evaluate because it's just so different from the norm for Boston, but
it is. It reminds me a bit of the Columbus Blue Jackets alternate jersey.
Yep.
I think maybe because of that shade of blue specifically with the red. But yeah, I actually really like this one. Good job, Charlie. All right, next up. Oh, that is a very white, clean jersey.
It is.
The slasher cutout of the stripe coming down is very interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, just something different, eh?
Yep. And they've got the shoulder patches, which helps me visually balance it out. I, for the most part, really enjoy that logo, so
yeah,
that works.
So I guess that line is taken from the flag because the flag is kind of split. So that's where that design element has come from, and I think it works in the jersey. I don't think you'd look at that as an outsider and think, "Oh, that jersey represents the city." But there definitely are elements in there that I can see. Overall, I really like it.
Yeah, and I was sitting here trying to decide if I enjoyed the sequence of colors on both sets of striping. I think I like it. But yeah, overall, that might be one of my favorites so far, to be honest.
Awesome. I think it probably is my favorite so far. Okay, next up, we got St. Louis.
No.
This is a flag that a lot of people like, and I do like the flag, but every time I've seen it been implemented into a jersey, I haven't really liked it. And I think it's just for the fact that to me that looks like water. It looks like a really cartoony wave or something. I like that subtle touch.
I was tweeting with Kale from Vesper Hockey about a day or two ago, particularly about the jersey this most closely resembles, their 90s.
Yeah.
Red, yellow, and blue. And for me personally, jerseys with that color scheme, I just can't learn to like them.
Can't get behind it, eh?
My brain, I told him my brain categorizes jerseys with this color scheme into this quote-unquote old crappy McDonald's marketing vibe, and I don't know, that red and yellow and blue. So I already don't like it, and then to top it off, I think the wavy stripes really kill it for me. But I mean, it goes with the flag. I mean, well done, but it
matches
work
the flag
for me.
perfectly.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Nashville. Oh,
Hmm.
Okay, so we got the stripes in there, which makes sense, and the guitar pick logo. This feels, maybe it's the way that the pinstriping is done, or the way that the striping is done entirely, but it feels almost military or something. Or I don't know, I can't really describe it, but I don't love it. I don't hate it.
For me, I'd put the guitar pick alternate logo probably in the top 5 of alternate logos for me personally. I think it's perfectly supplementary to what Nashville is.
Yep.
I never really dig it as a primary logo. I think if you threw the Predator head on that, it would look just as good.
Yep.
I personally like the striping behind the logo. I'm not sure about the striping that goes from the shoulders down. I don't know. There's some elements I like, but it doesn't quite do it for me. It feels like it's lacking something.
Yeah, same. There's definitely elements that I like, but I feel maybe something's missing or something. All right, next up is Minnesota.
Oh, God. It's so bold.
It is. So this is the color of the blue comes straight from the flag of the city of Minnesota. So that makes sense. Huh. Okay, I need to zoom in a little bit. I really like the way that logo is colorized just in general, besides this jersey.
Interesting.
I don't know how I feel about the trees and the stripes.
Yeah.
I would say I like it on average more than other ones I've seen so far. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. How do you feel?
That blue and green, particularly lighter blue for some reason, they clash in my eyes. I know the reasoning for the blue, and the green is kind of unavoidable if you're going to make a Minnesota Wild jersey, so I get it and I don't hate it, but the trees feel a little gimmicky on the stripes, and the blue and green overall from like a macro point of view doesn't do it for me. So I'm not going to rank this very high for me personally.
You're not wrong. They're not complementary colors like this. So, yeah. I think maybe I just like it a little bit more just because it's different. You don't see that blue a lot.
Yep,
so.
True.
All right, who's next? Dallas. Ooh, your team. Oh, my God.
It's a little kid's Halloween costume. That's what it feels like.
That's really interesting. Well, we got the Texas State flag there on the back of the collar.
Cool. Interesting brown thrown in.
I didn't realize that the Dallas flag looked like that.
Me neither.
I don't like that captain implementation there. It feels very cartoony. Yeah. And also that font too feels a little cartoony.
The font I really don't like. It does feel cartoony / children's Halloween costume is the first thing that came to mind for me. The sheriff badge.
Yeah.
I don't hate the use of brown.
I don't either, when I usually do.
Yeah, same. But I think maybe it could be implemented differently, and that combined with the font change and moving the gimmick of the badge to another area. I don't know what you would do, but yeah, it's a pretty big miss for me.
Yeah, maybe a shoulder patch or something, but even then, feels, I don't know. Yeah. All right, who's up next? Colorado. Oh, snap.
Your turn.
Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is my favorite state flag, so this is already 100% a win for me. The numbers being where they are, though, I think I don't like that. I think maybe I'd like to see these numbers on the shoulder, kind of how Florida does it.
I agree.
In their jersey. It kind of gets lost in the striping area, I think, a little bit. And it even takes away maybe from the flag design itself on the middle of the jersey.
Yep. Well put. That's what I would say as well.
Love the skyline in the Denver skyline in the back there.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of my favorites I've seen so far this video.
That's almost perfect. It just I agree. The numbers on the shoulders would look really great.
Heck yeah. All right. Next up, Chicago. All right. So I've done enough of these concept videos to know what the flag of Chicago looks like, because lots of people love to implement it into their concepts, which is a really good thing. So I'm almost a bit oversaturated with the use of this flag in some concepts recently. So I'm going to toss this one over to you for your first impressions.
Their flag has several stars, right?
Yeah, that has at least 4.
Okay. I'm thinking back to some of the Capitals concepts you've reviewed that has like 30 stars on them.
Yes.
I think stars can be super overused, but I wouldn't mind a couple on here. Just the word Chicago, it's kind of lackluster to me. It doesn't look bad at all, but I don't know if that's enough for me to really enjoy the jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe throw a couple stars above or below, maybe near a stripe, and it would help. But I don't hate it, but it's very, very plain.
Yeah, you could even throw a star where the numbers are and put the numbers on the shoulder or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely one of the better Chicago concepts I've seen.
Yeah.
Who's next? Florida. Oh wow.
Gradient alert.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like to me an MLS jersey.
You know what? I think you're right. It does kind of look like an MLS jersey.
That's what I see.
It also feels maybe a quite academic or college just because of
Yeah.
the FLA on there or something. That's definitely a sunset gradient or a sunrise gradient, probably sunrise.
Yes, it is.
Considering that's why they play. But interesting to see the green in there, which is a very typical Florida color.
The
in
green
a
is
lot of
very
places.
interesting.
Yeah. I actually don't hate it as much as I kind of, gradients are a very risky thing, and usually I would say they don't work. Here, I actually don't mind it, but to see this jersey in a game, I don't think that's a possibility. I think maybe a specialty jersey or something, but yeah.
If we back out from the design exclusive bubble that we're evaluating these in and think about them on the ice, I do think these would look pretty bad.
I'm losing you. I think I lost connection with you. All right, technical difficulties aside, we lost him for a second, but he's back. Okay, Deep Park, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
But yeah, so if we kind of step back from the design bubble and think about it on the ice, I don't really think it would work. But that said, I do agree with a sentiment you expressed in a previous video that Florida, with the sunrise theme, can kind of get away with the gradient,
Right.
more so than others. It doesn't really work for me here, but it's definitely better than 99% of gradient usage we've seen. The green, I don't know how it fits in very well with the actual flow of the jersey. I understand why it's there. It's kind of a big miss for me, but I don't hate the reasoning behind the choices.
Yeah. It's definitely bold, and I like when designers are pretty bold. So
Yeah.
I appreciate the boldness, but it's not going to be my favorite in this video. Okay, who's next? Montreal. All right. Okay, so we see some elements from the flag there. And you can take those symbols, and if I zoom in, you'll see them, I think, in the back of the neck as well. This is, it's definitely not my favorite Montreal Canadiens concept I've seen. But it's not terrible. I think, obviously, the fleur-de-lis in there makes sense with the province of Quebec. I would say that this is just average for me.
Overall, I really like it. Well, how would you feel if there was a thin blue outline of us on the stripes, or maybe even at the bottom of the jersey? I don't know. Would you want to see some blue, or do you think this is better as is?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think maybe with an implementation of some blue, it might be a little bit more true to the Montreal Canadiens and less similar to the Detroit Red Wings, because that is very close to some Red Wings jerseys I've seen and some concepts. I think, yeah, maybe a blue line at the bottom or something. I almost don't want to see blue in the middle. I like the striping in the middle. I think maybe the way it is, but
is it the fleur-de-lis on the flag blue?
It is blue on the flag, yes.
So I mean, you may have to do a complete redesign to make blue more prominent. That was just a thought. If I didn't know if that would intrigue you more so than this.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. It'd be cool to see that sort of in blue and not red.
I don't know, but I like it. Growing up, I loved Arsenal, the English Premier League. So it kind of looks stately in the same way that my childhood eyes viewed the Arsenal jersey. But anyways, I like it.
Awesome. Okay, so let's move on to Tampa Bay. Wow.
That haze around the striping.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
How do you feel about that?
I don't hate it. I guess it's supposed to be on the theme of emanating light or energy.
Right.
Maybe. So I get it. I think it's a little distracting. And then the logo as a whole is a little busy for me.
I agree.
If the logo was less busy, I could call it a pretty good. And I don't know. It's borderline for me.
Yeah, it's borderline for me as well. I think the logo, well, I agree, it is pretty busy. I think it does a good job at mimicking or representing the kind of design of on the flag as well.
True.
But I do agree with you, though. I think it's a little bit busy. I don't know if it's because that same color of gray or charcoal is in behind the logo as well. Mm-hmm. If the logo itself had a white background or a blue background or whatever, and then the font changed to white or blue or something like that, I think maybe it might separate it from the jersey itself a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that. A lot of jerseys that have just pure circle logos like this one's not as big an offender, but a lot of them end up looking like practice jerseys to me.
Yep.
So it's teetering that direction. So maybe if we simplified the logo too much, it would look even more so practice jersey.
Yep.
So maybe it's pretty good, but I agree with the background color sentiment.
All right, let's see what's next. Toronto Maple Leafs.
What's that on the sleeves there?
That is the CN Tower. Big old beefy boy.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I love the numbers on the shoulders.
Yep, agreed. Huh. If this was the NHL made a city series of jerseys, this would be pretty spot on. I can't decide if the design on the arms is too much. The rest of the jersey I think looks fantastic.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm a little torn on the CN Tower as well. I think you're right, though. If you think about this from an actual, city, if we're thinking about cities, just cities, and the NHL came out with this, we'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I guess it does make sense with the theme. That's the word I was looking for earlier. But, I don't know if it's maybe too busy or if it's not detailed enough or something, or I don't know. It almost feels out of place, even though it makes sense.
It does, yeah. I think for me, the reason it feels out of place is the center of the jersey, particularly the way they chose to have like a giant block of blue, and then the shoulders is its own section of white. It's very, large set areas of boldness, and even the font on the numbers it's typically bold. And then you have these thin lines of color in the white. So it's very busy and thinly drawn on the sides of it. And then the middle is just big, fat, and bold blocks. So I don't know. For me, it makes the edges distracting. But I don't know. That's a terrible way of describing it.
No, you're right, though. It's the relationship between those two are kind of opposite a little bit because of the thin lines versus the thickness. So I understand, yeah, for sure, and that was a really good point. So, okay, what's next? Oh wow, what the? I really like this. I don't know if it works as a jersey during a game, but that's a very good representation of the flag in the background.
It is. It's dead on.
Like that's phenomenal. I really like this a lot. If you're not familiar with the flag and you see this jersey, you'd be like, okay, well, what does that have to do with Anaheim. But if you know about the flag and then you see this jersey, this really works. This is definitely one of my favorites so far. How do you feel about this?
Whether it's a good choice or not, the misalignment of the logo stripe with the arm stripe is kind of messing with me. But otherwise, it's amazing.
Yeah, I actually didn't even notice that. I was too focused on the colors, on the colors matching the flag. But yeah, that's actually a really good point.
I don't know. Maybe I would take off the shoulder logo, put the numbers there, move the stripe up the arms, and then play with the stars. But otherwise, that's really well done.
Yeah, really well done, Charlie. Okay, next up.
Hey, that's sick. I think that's my initial reaction, at least.
Wow. What? I need the way that logo is colorized. I think is perfect. I love that.
That's amazing.
Totally matches the flag. The back of the collar matches the flag as well, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about those arms?
In terms of color palette, I like having those shades of brown together. I don't know. I think it works for like Arizona and maybe Minnesota that they can get away with that. But the only thing that's I'm unsure about is if it would look better incorporating the I think is it yellow and red that's in.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe having a couple stripes not be brown and be one of those colors, because the only yellow on this is in the hockey stick.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe I would have played with that. But overall, I think this is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have an issue so much with the color of the arms itself at the bottom, but just the fact that the way it's cut off, it kind of makes it look like a T-shirt. And once I've seen that, I can't unsee it. So
that's fair.
That's kind of really my only criticism here, but it's...
Typically, I agree with you every time that's your criticism. But I think for this one, for me, the sleeves, the blue part of the sleeves goes down far enough to not create that illusion that I typically also see. So it's okay for me.
I like when people disagree with me.
Good.
All right, what's next? Oh, Calgary. I didn't even know at first.
The Colorado Dallas Flames. Wow.
That is quite the logo.
With an Arby's sponsorship.
An Arby's, yes. It does look like Arby's. So I guess it matches the flag.
It does.
That's I'm usually not a fan of brown jerseys like this. So this one's going to be a miss for me, but I really love the subtle little detail of making the actual Calgary original logo or current logo of the captain. Your thoughts?
This might be the only time I'll ever say this, but I think the patches shouldn't be on a Calgary jersey this time.
Ooh, just because it doesn't really match with the colors on there.
It's so distracting for me.
Yeah.
Calgary has some of my favorite jerseys, but this one, I don't mind the color scheme. I think if they're going to use the red from the flag, they need to use it maybe a little more prevalently. Because using it like this is an add too clashy, rather than bold and like permeating. So yeah, I would take off the shoulder patches, and I don't know what else I would do. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite.
All right, sounds good. Okay, next up we got to do the Edmonton Oilers. Whoa. Okay, wow. I need to peek this flag a little bit.
There it is.
That actually does a really good job representing the flag. The way that the striping on the arm is its own thing, but it also represents the flag, the way it splits it and turns to white with the inner middle part of the jersey. That's actually, yeah, that I like that a lot.
I do too.
That color, again, that light of blue isn't really used a lot, so I like to see that. It makes sense. This is probably one of my favorite ones I've seen so far, but I think I might agree with your overall assessment where you prefer to see shoulder patches on there. I think maybe this could use some kind of shoulder patch.
Especially if the shoulder patch is the full flag. This is one example where if you put the flag with just the crest like on there, perfectly complimentary, and yeah, that would be probably my favorite out of all of them. But this is still amazing.
I like also that the laces here match the
Hey.
color combination of the flag too.
More bonus points.
Yeah, totally. This is really well done,
That was
Charlie.
very good.
Impressive. L.A. Whoa.
All right, let's look at the
Jamaica.
flag before we get to.
Let's peek this flag here.
Okay. So I suspected that is in fact derivative of
can't
something.
All right. There we go.
Huh. I wouldn't mind seeing. I could see a world where the entire jersey uses those colors, and it would make a little more sense than just throwing it on the sleeve. However, I think it could get tacky and gaudy real fast.
I think so too.
So I kind of respect that it was just used as an accent here.
I agree.
I think my biggest problem would be the font of
Me
Los
too.
Angeles
Yep.
and the C. Maybe throw the flag or that patch on a shoulder. In addition, maybe. I don't know. It's you're looking only at one spot aside from the font. You're looking at just the stripe on the arms.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not bad, but I don't know. It's
The,
not quite enough.
The font to me looks like magnets on a fridge.
Yes,
How
it
they're
does.
just kind of aligned or misaligned, I guess is the better way to say that.
The magnet, the fridge magnet misaligned font, and then the very stately crown is quite the contrast.
Yeah. it is. Not a lot really to work with though for Charlie with looking at this flag. It doesn't,
yeah.
doesn't give a lot of design opportunities with these color combinations and that awkward squiggle that you kind of see there.
What if it was it could be this crown or the old crown logo
Yep.
colorized in those three colors?
Oh,
Would that be really obnoxious, or do you think that'd be sick? I think it'd be sick.
I think it might be. That might work actually.
Throw that on, fix the font, we're good.
Yeah. Okay, we should be coming up on near the end here. Next up, San Jose.
Ah.
Ooh. Okay, I need to peek this shoulder patch here. And there seems to be numbers. There's a lot of
Yeah, it's
zeros
like
and a
the
lot
Matrix.
of ones, which makes sense for Silicon Valley.
Sure.
So I like that subtle little touch. I don't see a lot of the flag or the city in here though, but I guess the numbers kind of represent it. So
That is blue, white, and is that a yellow, like a golden yellow on the
It's,
flag on the flag behind it?
yeah, it's like a yellow or it's like a mild rust or I don't know. Yeah.
Goldenrod.
Cool, yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing those thrown into the stripes and outlines just to see how it looked, but
Yeah, I actually like the color combination on the flag itself,
Mm-hmm.
the blue and then the gold there. So, I'd like to see this jersey maybe redone in those colors.
same.
Even.
Otherwise, I really like the design of it.
Me too. Yeah. All right. Next is Vancouver. Wow.
Thank you for not using the waves.
Yes, thank you for not using the waves. That was a good decision. I've never really been a fan of Johnny Canuck that much.
Me neither.
So that logo's probably a miss for me. They've also stopped using the word Vancouver on their jerseys starting this year.
Thank goodness.
And that shoulder patch is
Patch is pretty cool, I think.
it's the one on the flag. If I can
I think it's just
see that?
recolorized to be green
Recolorized,
and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoulder patch is a perfect. The green on the blue. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that section looks great.
I agree.
I don't hate the word Vancouver on this, even though I prefer their jersey rendition that doesn't have it. But I agree. Johnny Canuck doesn't fit for me. But the striping and the overall color choices, I think it looks great. But center of the jersey, I would change.
I completely agree on everything that you just said.
Sweet.
Okay, next up.
Oh,
Wow.
heard you wanted some more red there.
I was wondering where the black and the white came from. But then I saw the heart, spade, diamond, and club kind of in the back of the collar.
I wasn't even looking up there.
So I kind of get. I see the black in there now. How that could work. That logo, that secondary logo that they use, colored like that, I think looks pretty good. Overall, I believe this jersey is way too busy for me, just because of the repeating patterns, and I think maybe it was the right decision to not use the color of the flag, because that is totally opposite of what the current Vegas jersey is known for. But this one's probably going to be a miss for me. But I do love that logo colorized like that.
I like their choice as well to not go with the flag and colors and go more of what Vegas is known for, gambling route. I'm one of the few that really likes their inclusion of red in their current scheme. Maybe not the exact way they used it on their home jersey, but I like it. That said, the way they use it here is a miss for me. I personally think that logo should never be a primary logo. I think it's a perfect secondary logo, but I don't know. So I don't like the logo. It is distracting. Maybe incorporate it some very subtle, creative way into like poker chips or something. Maybe would be interesting.
Okay. Yep.
But not as a full stripe. And I think there's too many color swaps between the cuffs of the sleeve and the top. There's so much going on, and then the bottom.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, wow. Wow. I love this.
Got the warning flag thrown in there.
That alternate kind of C logo that they have. So, the North Carolina flag, if you can see it off there to the left. So that makes sense. The way that the striping's done is definitely unique.
It is.
Is that a green or a...
Looks like
It's like a grayish green or something.
A grayish forest green or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I actually really like the color combination.
Yep, me too. Is that on the flag anywhere?
The color is not. No.
Okay.
However, it does say the Tar Heel State. Maybe the color comes from that somehow. But
maybe this one, if it didn't have that alternate C, this would be like probably the most collegiate looking.
Totally.
Kind of, I don't know. That's the vibe I get, like an actual collegiate sweater.
Yep.
But I like it for the most part.
Yeah, I do too. I like the color combination. I love the middle, and when the end C, just take it straight from the flag. I think that looks really good.
Yeah.
The striping would be something I'd have to get used to, though. I don't hate it. I definitely don't love it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's upper middle of the pack for me.
All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, Columbus. That's probably one of the coolest things that I've seen on a concept jersey. Not just putting a C on there, but literally
labeling
using
yourself
it as a patch. And
yeah,
which makes sense to what the Columbus Blue Jackets are really like their theme. They're named after.
Right.
Oops.
Don't forget to try sportstemplates.com.
.net.
.net. Yeah, don't go to .com. They're not cool.
No,
.net's cool.
Yeah. I really like this.
I think you need to this is me. You either need to stick to that awesome blue and cream color scheme like we've seen in their alternate. It's just a whole different feeling versus, let's say, Buffalo with the blue and yellow. It's conflicting to me to see the really stark blue and yellow or gold, and then the soft, stately cream. So I would pick one or the other, but the actual design I think is fantastic.
Does that logo bother you, being the primary one on here?
No.
I agree.
Especially if for some reason we dropped the yellow from this and stuck with those alternate colors with the cream, it would be perfect. If we went the more sharp in your face route with the less cream, more yellow, then I would start to reconsider. But I like it. I like it a lot.
There was an alternate jersey that the St. Louis Blues used in the Reebok years not too long ago, where the colors here were very similar to that, and the way that the chevrons are done on the arms kind of looks like the St. Louis Blues like side of the logo. The way that it kind of comes off, much like the Philadelphia Flyers one. So,
what if those chevrons were gold or cream?
I think I like them in blue the way they are.
My biggest problem with a lot of jerseys that are blue is the use of dark blue and light blue together. For me, again, I'm very picky and have strange likes, but I don't like the multiple shades of blue on top of each other. So I would probably change that, but that's it.
Okay. All right. Move on to New Jersey. Wow. So we got the state outline. I assume that's the state outline.
Yes.
This is probably the most interesting part of the jersey for me, is that shoulder patch. I think that usually when people throw in state outlines, I'm all on board, but I think maybe it doesn't work here for me.
At least not with this color setup.
Yeah.
The fact that it's white with the black border feels like... I know this isn't what he did, but... Like, you got a piece of paper from geography class and cut out on the white piece of paper. And it needs something... Some kind of color. I don't know how you would have to rearrange or invert the color scheme to make it look better. But I think just the plain white with black cutout doesn't work for me either.
I also see a bit of a creature there or something. Down below is the tail or something falling out of the back end. And up on the top left is the face.
Wait,
so it
hold up here.
Do you see it?
Yes, I do. Astute observation.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a buffalo or it's a person or what, but I see a creature or something.
There's a creature. I think the white might work if there's not white on the shoulders. If I envision it the way I think I can.
Okay, I see what you mean.
If you go full black, maybe throw some red accents on the shoulders, but commit to the black and then just have that stark white, it might work. But I think the white at the top makes it feel more like an unfinished coloring book New Jersey logo. I don't know. I'm just thinking out of the box. But yeah, it's a miss for me. It's close, but it's a miss.
Next up, the Islanders.
Oh, there's that blue on blue again.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I hate it this time.
So the color of that specific blue looks like it was taken from the flag.
Okay.
Oh, we got the years in the back of the collar. I like this. I think maybe the collar is a little bit too thick, the white part. Maybe a little bit too thick, but overall, I really like this design.
This is already making me rethink the blue on blue rule because I'm starting to realize, for example, some St. Louis jerseys have sections of their arms or torso that is dark blue, and then the next section will be lighter blue. So when you put them just as colors next to each other like that, I don't like it. However, I think when used as a shading option or a way to show motion, I don't know. If you use it as an outline, maybe it works, because I think the choice to have like a dark lighthouse with the light being a lighter blue, and then the outline around it being lighter blue. That I say all that to say I think the blue on blue works here, and I do really like it. I will say the collar is a little, it pulls your eyes up because it's so thick. So I agree with you there.
Overall, I really like it.
Yeah, that's sick.
Rangers are next. I feel this one has a lot of potential.
It does.
I think it was a bit of a miss to keep the left bottom stripe with the city skyline down that far. I would have really liked to see that up higher.
Yep.
And maybe could just continue to see that white go up further up the arm. Maybe put the numbers on the shoulders or something. I'm not really sure, but
I really like that direction you're going with that.
I see a lot of potential with this one.
Yeah.
And I love the alternate in the front.
Yeah, if you threw those numbers on the shoulder and allowed that stripe to meet, you could be onto something. I don't know if it would work that
I
well.
think naturally our eye just wants to see that connected, and because it doesn't, it's frustrating.
What if the I deal with what ifs too much on this, and I hate that about how I evaluate these. What if that stripe from the right sleeve continued on to the jersey and met the diagonal striping almost like a ribbon curling back and going up?
Okay, I see what you mean.
I don't know, you can make it like a physical like ribbon that's coming across and then moving up.
Right. Yeah.
That might work for me.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting idea. I'd like to see that.
But yeah, it has so much potential, but it is kind of a miss for me.
All right, next is Ottawa. This feels. I definitely see shades of maybe the New Jersey Devils a little bit. The current jersey that they use. It feels. I like that logo being taken from the flag. I think that makes sense, obviously, but it feels empty.
Very empty.
Yeah.
There's no bold outline. It's just white. Has nothing behind it.
I love that shoulder patch.
Oh, I don't know what I would do to fix it. Whether it would be a new color or a broader outline or what. But it's a very blank torso with a very thinly outlined, thinly drawn as it should be to match logo. Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's like if that part was fixed, this would probably be my number one. I think this looks amazing.
Yeah,
but that logo's missing something.
Has a lot of potential. It's very I feel like something's missing in the whole middle of the jersey. Okay, next, Pittsburgh. I think this is very close to being phenomenal. I think zoom in. So the texture of the actual gray is very similar to like a stainless steel or something like that. Obviously, that makes sense there. The Steel City.
Yeah.
I think my only gripe, and I'm being very nitpicky here, is the way that I think the boldness is a little bit too thick on the bridge. It looks okay from close up, but from far away, it almost blends in a little bit too much or something. I can't really explain it, but this is probably one of my favorites so far. I absolutely love this.
The logo is fantastic. I can see what you're saying about the boldness, and I'll agree. But looking at that and then looking at the shoulders, I think you need to completely ditch the current logo, because anytime there's a current logo with a radical new logo as the centerpiece, my brain doesn't want to see what's normally there. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like if you're going to have a new concept come in, don't have any old logos on it, because then, I don't know, it messes with my brain. So that said, I would take the shoulder patches off, possibly put the numbers there, maybe not.
What if you put the flag on there?
Yep, put the flag instead of the old logo, and this is my number one.
Yep, I agree. Well done, Charlie.
Very.
Philadelphia.
Oh. I heard you like Browns.
This feels very like if the Philadelphia Flyers came into the league in 1907. I feel like this is a jersey that they would have that would, and I don't mean that to be offensive. I just mean it has a very like original feel to it.
Yeah, because the font of the numbers in Philadelphia are like straight from the Constitution.
Yeah,
like,
it's very scripty and
yeah, I kind of dig that.
I do too, actually. Yeah, that C in the font and the numbers, just the way they're done in almost ink, like
this is
the feather pen or whatever.
Yeah. This might be the case study for amazing design but terrible on the ice. Because there's nothing thematically here that I hate, but I just cannot imagine this being worn and played in. It would look poor, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know if it works in today's NHL, but even the color of the jersey itself, just that like parchment paper kind of look to it.
I like the design, but it's gonna miss for me.
It's gonna be a miss for me as well, but I understand most of, or if not all of, the decisions behind it.
Maybe put the numbers on the shoulders in that brown.
Ah.
And add so much as streak or two of the brown to add detail and depth to the bell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that something, but it's good, but it's a miss for me.
Yeah, it needs just something else. Okay, Washington.
Looks familiar.
Whoa. You know those Letterman jackets? How they kind of have like the neck that kind of looks like that?
Yep.
That's what reminds me of that. So this is very academic. I think this is phenomenal. And I know that we disagree in a lot of Washington Capitals concepts.
Yes. Yes, we do.
So I fully expect you to disagree here with me.
I like it more than most I've ever seen, particularly because if it needs to harken back to the city and the flag, the stars are necessary. So it doesn't feel shoehorned in just to have stars. So I like it. The formatting of the arms with the bottom of the jersey, I can't decide if it's too busy for me or not. But there's just a lot of striping on the arms, and then you get a little break, and then there's a lot on the bottom of the jersey. I don't know. Maybe reduce the red stripes on the bottom of the torso to, well, I know that doesn't make sense because it's a flag, but in a perfect world, there'd be maybe a little less striping on the bottom, and then I'd call it perfect, but it's a city flag, so I can't knock it. But yeah, it's good.
This is one of my favorites so far. We can reveal at the end this is the end. That's the last one.
That's the one. Well, we know Neil's.
I need to go back through them because I forgot some of them from the beginning.
Yep, fair.
Okay. So for me, it's going to be that Colorado one. I like that Anaheim one as well. The Oilers one was also very well done. I do like that Columbus one. The Pittsburgh one was really good. Wow, jeez. Honestly, just I think based on representation of the flag or maybe the city, Washington's on point, Pittsburgh's on point. Colorado's exactly the same. As far as favorite, I think I might actually give it to Edmonton here, just because it's a bit of a unique blue. The way that the arms are done in the solid blue, it totally matches the flag in the background, the city of flag of Edmonton. It is kind of close to their colors without the orange because they do use blue right now, so it's not totally wild and out there. Maybe add in a shoulder patch of the flag actually on the shoulders, and I think this would be literally perfect, so I'll choose this one as my winner.
Man, I would love to see that flag on the shoulder, and that would be my number one. But by that logic, the Pittsburgh one, I think is also right there.
Yeah.
With the shoulder patch change.
I almost chose them. They're probably my number two.
I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh. The only reason it's over Edmonton would be, even though the choices in the Edmonton jersey were really well thought out, it is a little less bold and safe just because it is just, stripe and color choices.
Right.
That said, this is pretty bold, and I think it works. Yeah, it'd probably be this. There was one other one towards the beginning that I remember enjoying. Maybe, man, that Boston one something. Yeah, the Jets. That might be my number two.
Yeah, that one's pretty nice. I like that one a lot too as well.
But man, these were really smart and well done.
Yeah, Charlie, you knocked it out of the park with a couple of these. Thank you so much for sending them in. I really appreciate it. T Park Cordell, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me. As you can tell, since the beginning of the video, there's no light in my house now, so it's now nighttime.
Yeah, the day has transitioned to night.
But no, thanks for having me. I love looking at these jerseys.
Heck yeah, man. If you guys want to check out T Park, he's got his own YouTube channel called T Park 27. Find him on there. He does some vlogs. He does some gaming stuff, all kinds of stuff. So, Cordell, thanks for joining me. Charlie, thanks once again for sending these in. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Hope you guys can hit the subscribe button down below and the like button. I'll catch you later. Adios.
Adios.